Well, hello, my beautiful Librans. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of February, right through the end of March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. And of course, you will probably notice that my voice is a little bit different. I've come down with, of course, another seasonal cold. It's always about at the moment, but I feel absolutely fine. It's just the voice that has been affected at this stage. So I'm just going to move through it as we all do. So let's move forward. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know regarding their career and money situation? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Can you please show them the way? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Well, I can definitely see a more budget-related focus at this time because I'm actually seeing someone like, tallying up how much they've spent. So it's almost like I'm looking at certain items right now in the water. I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. So I definitely see that there is more focus on the daily or weekly or even monthly spend at the moment. I mean, that's such an obvious thing to say. We're all doing it, of course, because prices of goods and everything have gone up. But I'm definitely seeing that you're keeping like a tight rein on your finances at this time. Doesn't mean that you're not like treating yourself from time to time or things like that. I just feel that you are just keeping an eye on the spend because you are trying to save for something. Some of you may be trying to save for a vacation or a big purchase in some way. But let's get straight to your energy regarding your career. I mean, there is a new opportunity coming in here to earn more money. Now, your protagonist energy is actually the Fool card. So some of you may actually be launching this new idea to bring in some extra finances. It could be something that is going to be like a side hustle, or it could be an actual new job that's coming in, but we will get to that energy in a moment. I definitely see some of you have been sort of formulating an idea, maybe ruminating on something, getting all the logistics in play before you launch something or before you leave a place. Now, I was being given a song before I came to your reading, okay? And I'm not going to mention it until it actually comes up in the reading again, because I don't like these things to influence your readings, especially if I haven't started the reading. But I literally woke up this morning. I was actually going to do your reading last night, but, I was feeling a little bit ropey, and I can see why. So I thought I'd take a step back from your reading. And when I woke up this morning, this song was playing in my mind. It was like, let's get to do the reading for Librans, and this is the song. And I was like, whoa, before I've even come to meditate for your reading. But, I'm just going to see if it's the same song that's come up, because it's an interesting one. But at the same time, I didn't think it was connected to career or money. It was more connected to love. So, let's see what is going on there. But I feel like you could apply the lyrics to the song, to the career. Let's see if it comes up. I will definitely mention it. But as it stands right now, I'm just thinking about it. Okay, it hasn't shown up. I actually hear when I get those songs come through. So let's move on. Your first card there is the Fool card. So this is some sort of leap of faith or some sort of new exciting adventure in your career. Now, for some of you, it could be that you are just feeling really passionate about your goals and you're focusing on earning extra money, some sort of new income. It could be a different approach to something that you already do, because this is about really having fun with what you do, really kind of like living in the moment. And I feel like some of you are contemplating a new path, or you're contemplating a new approach to something that you do just to keep things fresh and interesting. You have so much potential. You're actually a really talented, gifted person. I mean, with the Knight of Wands there, this indicates that you are a very independent thinker. You're someone who is very original in your ideas. You also have a lot of passion. You're very driven, very ambitious, and for some time, especially since we've got the Hangman here with the Five of Cups and the Death card, some of you may have been feeling a little bit stuck because you felt like there were no opportunities. And you may have also felt that you went up for something that perhaps did not go your way. And you've been really looking at that. And it may have made you feel a little bit disappointed. But I can see that it's because something else is being lined up for you that is way more lucrative and also that is really fulfilling, okay? So with this Fool card here, for some of you, the Page of Pentacles indicates you're thinking about studying in order to upskill or to get a qualification or a certification, to put yourself in a position to get a new role or status that indicates that you're climbing up the ladder. There's definitely leadership energy here. I definitely see some of you are strategically moving towards, a promotion or some sort of raise there, or you're actually thinking about setting up your own business, launching your own business, because the Knight of Wands is very entrepreneurial and the King of Swords is like a leader or someone who owns their own business, or even someone who's thinking about going international. I mean, looking at your chart with the World card, there's going to be a small percentage that I can feel right now of my beautiful Librans out there thinking about nomadic visas or thinking about relocating or emigrating to a place where they feel like they want to work. So I definitely get a sense here of travel. I don't know if you saw that in the water there. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Now the water, a little bubble sort of like moved in the water there. I'm just being given an energy of a stone's throw away. So I feel some of you may be thinking about working overseas, but it's not too far away is what I see, because I see some of you thinking about family, friends, and not being too far, but at the same time wanting to find alternative opportunities elsewhere. Now, of course, that's not going to resonate with everyone. Some of you, it may be just thoughts at this moment, because we've got the King of Swords there, which is a very cerebral energy, thoughts becoming things. So planning, strategizing, and just really working out where you feel like you belong in your career and where you want to take your career when it comes to the next stages. But you're all in. This is a card of, diving deep. I definitely get a sense here with the Fool card that some of you are thinking about taking a strategic risk in your career. So it could be that you're going for a role that you feel, perhaps there's going to be a lot of competition for it. But actually with the Eight of Pentacles there, it tells me that you are the master or the mistress of your craft. You're so good at what you do, that you stand out. And I feel like there is the potential here for you to develop not only a greater understanding of your position or whatever it is that you do, but also that you can apply that knowledge to step up in some way. So some of you could be like moving towards a promotion there. But also, I feel some of you are thinking about leaving a position in order to go for a role that has more status, that has more responsibility, but also more money there as well. Now, we do have that Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles indicates your commitment to your money. So that's why I was seeing a very budget-related sort of month ahead, because this is for 6 weeks, but I feel like this is something that you're going to implement for like the rest of the year. I feel like you're going to be really proud of yourself. You're going to be able to save a little bit more money. And if some of you beautiful Librans have come to this reading and you lost a job opportunity, or you walked away from something, or were made redundant, because we do have that Five of Cups there, which can indicate something that perhaps, if you were really honest with yourself, something that perhaps, you were kind of like not really enjoying as much as you could. Okay, that's what I'm being given, so don't shoot the messenger. I feel like you have almost like been moved away from that opportunity by spirit in order to protect you and redirect you towards something better. So if you are currently out of work and you're looking for a position, I definitely see there's a new start here for you, okay? And I feel like the money will also be right there. I feel with the King of Swords there, you can actually negotiate a better deal. So if the opportunity is going for a certain amount of money, then I guess I'm getting this energy that you can like negotiate higher, but I would say that you're doing it strategically. So basically, it's like think of the amount of money that you would really be happy with in this role and then ask for a little bit more so that they can negotiate you down and then you can come to an agreement. And it looks like they won by settling on some sort of agreement, but really you won because you got the actual money that you wanted. And that's what I see there, okay? But the Page of Pentacles, some of you are thinking about, being practical, making an effort to learn a little bit more or applying some new knowledge to your career. So you could be studying or picking up something online or even, getting an actual qualification to help you upskill and move into a very successful position indeed. And I mean, some of you, you're actually just learning more stuff about what you do in order to stand out and to be the best at what you do, okay? Because the Eight of Pentacles, sometimes people, and this is your outcome energy, sometimes people, the Eight of Pentacles can be about routine, repetitive cycles, that you're just doing you're working really hard in your everyday circumstances, and sometimes it can feel like repetitive or dull or boring, but actually there's simplicity there. It's like you know what you're doing and you're really good at it, and remember, to become a master or a mistress of what you do, there needs to be consistency. So, whenever you think of those incredibly talented young children who they learn piano from the age of dot, and then suddenly they're like a maestro by the age of 3. I feel that's because they are passionate about what they do and they are open to learning and they do it constantly. They don't just learn it overnight. They're doing something that they're super interested in and they do it constantly, and then they become the best of the best. And I see that's for you in your industry, whatever industry you work in. I definitely see that people are thinking about elevating you, and if you work for yourself, you're an entrepreneur, there may have been a bit of a quiet period for you if you're an entrepreneur. Things may have just been ticking over, and some of you may have been feeling a little bit stuck or unfulfilled in the current role. Even though you may like what you do, I get a sense that, what else? How can I extend? How can I branch out? And I feel like there's an energy here of you either, picking up some sort of training or even just, finding new ideas to be inspired and really running with that and, changing an approach or even making additions to the way that you work just to keep things exciting, because you are in search of excitement, okay? Now, I am getting two energies here. Some of you are tying up loose ends because you either have vacation booked already, or it could be that you are saving to move towards a vacation. A big one, actually, is what I see there as well. And, you're just working really hard, keeping your head down in order to save for the next big adventure. But also, this is about leading with your passions. The Knight of Wands actually is an entrepreneurial card. So with the Fool card and the Page of Pentacles, some of you are really valuing your skill set and investing in your talents and your gifts and deciding that actually you can set up your own business. And I definitely see that it'll be very lucrative. Don't get me wrong, you're going to work really hard and you have to be very organized, and also you have to be very efficient with your time, because when you work for yourself, sometimes it can become your life. Rather than working 9 to 5, it can be 24/7. So I feel it's really important that you create some sort of schedule that you can stick to in order to have some time for you, because I feel like, you'll be pretty drained there. But this is you having lots of passion, lots of energy, really paying attention to how you want to move forward in your career and being determined to reach a certain goal. I definitely see that you're going to be very goal-oriented. You're going to be very busy this month. And I feel it's going to be a very fast-paced month, actually. And some of you may even learn on the go. There may be new computer programs introduced to whatever it is that you do, because we've got the King of Swords there. So it could be about, getting to grips on a very cerebral level of new practices or new ways of doing things, and it will benefit you long term. Now, we do have the Hangman. It's in the resistance position, so it's like you got it in the reverse. And when you get this card like this, it can indicate that some of you have been working really hard, and, you know, you may feel either there's a missed opportunity there, because that's the main energy I'm getting, especially with that Five of Cups. It's like something that was lined up for you, perhaps either got taken away, or it didn't reach its full potential, or it didn't, manifest in some way. So it could be, for example, a boss promised you an opportunity to elevate or promised you a raise and it didn't happen. Well, actually, it's not that it's not going to happen. I feel like it has been delayed because there is some sort of hierarchical system where they have to go through different lines of inquiry or through the ranks. You know, they have to speak to their boss, and their boss has to speak to their boss, and then they have to look at the budget for the company, and it will filter down. I feel it is delayed, but it will happen. I feel it's not going to be in the next 6 weeks. I got to be honest with you. I feel it's going to be more sort of like April-ish. So it could be roundabout. I don't know how your company does like end of tax year, things like that. But it could be that as you step into the new tax year, that there is a raise, a bonus, or some sort of promotion going on there. But I feel like you'll hear about it. Actually, I feel the money won't actually come towards you in the next 6 weeks, but you'll hear about it. And it is something that is a given, and it will happen. Okay. Now, for some of you with the Hangman and the Death card in the resistance position, it can indicate that some of you have been feeling a little bit stuck for some time, and you're just trying to come up with new ideas of how to move forward or keep the momentum going, that sustained effort, but also to reignite that passion for your career, especially if, you know, you're on autopilot doing what you just normally do every day, which is kind of nice because you know where you're at, but also you need to feel challenged. You need to feel that you're utilizing your skill set. And I definitely see that you have so many ideas. You are literally brimming with potential, and you will really reach your goal. The World card tells me of success. It tells me that you're going to be right on target, reach that goal, and you will celebrate yourself and be really proud of yourself. But with the Eight of Pentacles here, it also tells me that some of you don't celebrate the wins, you know, even the little things, being acknowledged on a project, or, getting out of bed and being like super motivated to approach your career in a different way, or reach out to different people, network, or whatever it is that you do for your career, because it's going to be different for everybody. But I feel like you should be really proud of yourself. Things have been difficult, and I feel some of you are looking at the job market, and you may be keeping an eye on alternative opportunities for growth in your industry and looking to see if there's extra money available. Now, the pages bring news, okay? You've just had a Page of Pentacles, so I do feel like there is money news coming in, but I feel it won't be actioned, as I said, until the end of the 6 weeks. So, I would say the end of March into April is when I'm seeing for you an increase in money or an increase in status. There's some sort of opportunity for you to elevate if you work for a company, for example. But if you work for yourself, you're already an entrepreneur. I feel some of you may launch like another branch of whatever it is that you do. Just make sure that you don't overextend yourself or don't spread yourself too thin. But it's actually going to be a very successful launch is what I see. But I see that you're going to work really hard for it. So just watch burnout there. That's a potential. Now, that Death card, anything that's in the resistance position like that will turn into the upright by the end of the 6 weeks. So I feel something you have been waiting for comes in and changes everything. This could be, news on money. It could be personal news on money as well. So it could mean that if you're someone who invests, it could be that your acquisitions, they start to take an upswing in some way. And I don't really know much about, financial markets and things like that. I do know energetically at the moment that things are a little bit low. I feel the economy is in a little bit of a flounder, let's put it that way. Let's call it a flounder at the moment. There is more difficulty to come in the job market. I've got to be honest with you. You can see it yourself. You don't need me to tell you, but I do see and I said this last year as well, large companies, big brands, things that have been around for a long time. You're going to see lots of merges. You're going to see lots of downsizing there. And there is way more to come, okay? And even brands that you thought were like doing super well, you're actually going to see them really tighten the financial belt and make some cutbacks there too. So there is definitely change afoot in the job market. But looking at your energy, I see that you are securing yourself in a position that is right for you. Okay, I actually see that you're going to have job satisfaction here. And the death card, I'm really getting energy here of you doing something that is going against the grain. Okay, so there could be somebody here. Well, I'm getting two energies. Let me just give you the first one. I'm getting someone here who stands up to a position of authority, someone who's like, it's almost like you're taking someone to task, or you're asking someone to take accountability for their actions. So it could be someone who's in a position of power makes a mistake in your company, and they try to like pass the buck to somebody else, and you kind of like diplomatically call this person out, and they own up. I actually see that this person owns up eventually, but only because they got caught. It's not something that they would have readily said that they were going to do. And the other thing I'm getting is you going against the grain in some way. So some of you could be doing like a career move, or some sort of plot twist in your career that is different from what you usually do. So it could be you moving into a new sector. So for example, if you are someone who has worked in construction for all of your life, and then suddenly you're like, you know what, I want to be a caterer. I just want a change of scene. You're really talented, you're really gifted. It's a natural gift. Then you also have a lot of experience in that, and you may decide to completely change direction in some way. And it's been a long time coming. So I feel like some of you may listen to your heart and launch something new. And again, I feel like, people may not understand your path, but that's okay, because they're not taking the path that you're taking. I see it being very successful. And again, I keep getting this energy that, Eight of Pentacles, you will be working really hard. You will be, it's quality work. I see quality work, quality over quantity. And I feel there is a major change here. But also some of you are looking at, and this is in all industries, some of you are looking at where you waste your time, and not just like procrastination. I know we all go through periods of procrastination, but I feel you're more looking at different aspects of your career and how you can streamline that time so that you are more time efficient. Because I see some of you may have some deadlines looming, or I feel like you're really actually starting to notice what a gift and asset you are to the industry that you work in. So whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are someone who works for a company, you really are someone who gives a lot of yourself, and you have wonderful, passionate ideas, and you're a can-do person. You're the sort of person who says, you know what, this is an idea, this is how we find a solution, and this is how we action it, and then you do it, and then you're really proud that you've done it. But you need to celebrate yourself a little bit more, is what I'm being given. Now, we do have that Five of Cups, okay? Now, the Five of Cups is giving me that energy of some sort of difficulty or disappointment, or that you sacrifice a lot of yourself, and things have been maybe a little bit low recently. Could be low workers' morale if you work for a company, or you feel that perhaps your business has been in a bit of a lull period, but things are going to pick up there for you. Because anything, for some of you, it could be literally that, office supplies are, in demand, and there's a bit of a shortage, right? Maybe that's something to do with the shipping or the chain of delivery methods or something like that. It could be trade links that are currently blocked due to weird political things that are going on around the world. So some of you may literally see some shortages in things that you need for your business. So for example, and it doesn't always have to be office related, it could be if you are, someone who has like I'm just seeing right now, someone who is into like acoustics or sounds. So it could be that, if you're a sound engineer, for example, and there's a certain sound board that you need. I don't know really what I'm talking about, but I'm seeing one of those, are they called amplifiers or something? When you bring the little buttons up and down, they're showing me like a board like this. It could be that the one that you need is like not in stock at the moment, and it's going to ship in about 10 weeks time, and you're like, well, I kind of needed it like in the next couple of weeks. but you may see some delays in shipping and things like that at this time. For some of you, it can indicate the other energy that I'm getting is some of you have been feeling a little bit, low because you feel an opportunity didn't go the way you'd hoped for, or you were promised something and you were disappointed. It just feels like there's a delay here. But anything that is in the resistance position, of course, it will go into the upright, which means that you are going to experience some new hope, or this opportunity returns in a different form. Okay, so if you feel like there's been a missed opportunity, or even if you're out there trying to interview for new roles and nothing's been going your way, well, what I'm hearing here is third time lucky. Okay, so you could go for 3 interviews, but the universe is almost like saying 2 of them perhaps were not meant for you. So if you've had some disappointments, you've been let down. I mean, I think the third one, it's like they want to hire you almost like on the spot, but they're going to go through the usual movement of how they, go through the hiring process. So I feel like there may be a couple of weeks delay, and you thought that perhaps you didn't get it because you haven't heard anything, but actually you're going to hear about it and you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And again, I feel like you get to negotiate the pay grade that you're hoping for. Okay. For some of you, if you're working in a company, there is a promotion available. You're going from a Page of Pentacles to a King of Swords, someone who's really establishing themselves as really awesome at what they do, a pro at what you do is what I just heard there. But some of you are strategically trying to make some sort of move in your career, and I feel, all the variables will be in place, and then it feels very much like end of March into April where things start to get finalized or things start to move forward in that direction. Now, also we have the World card there. This is your outcome. This means success. It means being in the right place at the right time for the right opportunity, but it also means that you are feeling proud of yourself. Things are coming full circle. And I also get an energy here of completion of tasks. Anything you start during this period, you will finish. I really feel like you are on top of things, and you're in the flow of prosperity. This is about you calling in more abundance, but the 8 of Pentacles tells me you really worked for it, so you should really be proud of yourself, that this isn't some sort of sudden burst of luck. This is about you being really awesome at what you do and your skill set really standing out from everybody else, and you really moving up the ladder because you put yourself there, okay? Also with the World card, I'm getting that energy, as I said, of nomadic, wanting to perhaps take your business on the road or work in different countries. So some of you may be just thinking about that at this time, but you may actually get all the legal documents for it in the next 6 weeks and start applying for it, is what I see there as well. Now also the World card, it really tells me that you are going to be super goal oriented and you're working really hard. You don't want any distractions at this time because you are forging ahead and you're making a name for yourself. I feel, next 6 weeks is really going to establish some sort of reputation. So it could be that someone in a position of power, if you work for a company, they enlist your help in something, or you are super helpful to them, or you respond to a certain project in a very time efficient manner, and they're really impressed with you, because I get the sense of someone being impressed. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that a client that's normally very difficult comes in and they're actually super impressed with your skill set and the way that you run your business, and they talk about you. And, I feel like word of mouth brings in more clients for you as well, because if you're an entrepreneur and things have been a little bit quiet recently because it feels there's been a bit of a lull, don't get me wrong, you've still been busy, you've still been doing stuff, but I get a sense here that things are going to pick up, and it's not just going to be seasonal, is what I see there as well. Now, 8 of Pentacles, of course, 8 is the number of the self, but this is also about apprenticeship. So I feel like although you're working, some of you may be learning new skills on the side. It could be something you're doing in the evening, perhaps an evening class, or you're developing new skills or upskilling in order to reach new goals and new heights. But you're applying your knowledge to what you know already in order to, be in a very successful position. And some of you, if you are going on a vacation and you're trying to tie up loose ends, 8 of Pentacles can indicate that some of you, you are having to work but also train someone else as well. And it can be a little bit frustrating, but it will be rewarding. The person that you are training actually really makes an effort, is what I see there. I mean, with the Five of Cups, I feel there may be one or two things that they miss, but I feel like, it's because it's a new environment or they don't really have the skill set that you have. And I just feel like they do the best job that they're capable of doing, okay? But you are the pro. So we have the King of Swords there, male or female, not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy. You're going to be super organized. You're going to be very efficient, but also I see you trying to get a lot of clarity, doing a bit of like analysis on where you want to take your career next. This is a card of judgment. So some of you could be like checking in with yourself, making sure that you're happy where you're at. And if you're not, you're definitely taking steps to remove yourself from a situation in order to move into a position where you feel like you can make it your own, okay? Now, also, I feel that you're really getting on top of finances. Having the Eight of Pentacles indicates that you're working really hard for that money, but also that Page of Pentacles, there is some sort of surprise news regarding money there as well. So it could be that like inflation does whatever it does, and suddenly there's an increase in how much your pension is worth, or it could be that you hear that a second stream of income that you've got going on is actually going really well. Suddenly you get more interest, or it could be acquisitions suddenly are up after a period of being low. So I definitely see there's some change there, some fluctuation in your finances, and I'm also getting some of you cultivating what you do already, but also thinking of launching something new, a new project. So it could be something from the home space, for example, something that perhaps you are very creative at doing. Could be something like on Etsy, or it could be that you are looking at things that you have in the home space that perhaps you've outgrown, because the Death card can tell me, that things that you've been holding on to for quite some time, some of you, you'll be sad to let them go, but at the same time, I feel like there's a bit of declutter going on. So actually, I feel that you're making space for new things. So it could be that you're like out with the old, in with the new, so that you're creating more money and, having more money to spend on things that perhaps you need now, or to save even. So that's what I've got coming through there too. Financially, I feel things are ticking over. There is a small increase coming in for you. Okay. I feel like, as I said, you will hear about this. I feel there's more to come later on in the year, but as it stands, this is for the next 6 weeks, and I feel like you're on target, okay? Now, I'm just going to get your final cards there for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Okay, there's that song. I was wondering if it's going to come in. There it is. Yeah, so that song, let me just give it to you. I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. Okay, so some of you may have felt like you've been under a bit of pressure recently, okay? I mean, some of you may even look at the company that you're working for or the industry that you are working in, and you may have seen signs of change going on there. And with that Knight of Wands and that King of Swords, it tells me that you're kind of ahead of a curve in some way. So, for example, if you see that an industry that you work in is taking a turn, you could be like, okay, what is the solution for that turn? Or, what are people going to want more now that things are turning? And I feel you have ideas that are really maverick, and I feel like you're there ready with your goods or services or whatever it is that you do, and you're prepared for the change. I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure how else to decode that, because that song, as I said, I feel it's about love, but it also feels like you walking away from something that perhaps has not been fulfilling because you're different or you've changed, or I mean, it could be that you've upskilled and now you are capable of commanding a new pay grade because you have learned new things, or you're a pro at what you do. So therefore, you are capable of saying, you know what, actually, I deserve better, because I feel this is more about your value. Maybe that's what that song's about. I mean, it could literally mean that you're going to hear that song over the next 6 weeks, and suddenly an opportunity arises for you that you're going to grab with both hands. So even though it's really weird that this song is connected to what I feel is love, I'm going to have to look at the lyrics and make sure. But I feel it could be a sign. I mean, literally it's called like a sign. I think it's by Ace of Base, actually, and it has come up in a reading before, but definitely for a love reading, not for a career reading. But some of you are just keeping an eye on the company that you work for or the industry that you're in, and I feel like you're making intuitive decisions based on what you can intuitively see and feel, but also with like facts. You can see it happening as well. So I'm just going to leave that there. It may resonate with someone. It may not resonate with everyone. We've got ascending. Okay, so this is definitely, you climbing some sort of ladder there, floating to the top, pay rise, promotion, bonus, authority, responsibility. And I definitely see you stepping into a position of authority, more responsibility there. It could be like a managerial role, or if you're becoming an entrepreneur, there's definitely more responsibility there. But also I feel that you'll work really hard for it, but it'll be so satisfying, okay? We've got full cup, seeking the Holy Grail. And life mission, greatest desire, thirst for more, and feeling fulfilled. We've also got the owl there, which of course is all about knowledge. So that's utilizing the knowledge that you already have, and of course upskilling in some way. Hidden knowledge, secrets at work, new talent, night shift, record keeper, okay? So, I mean, some of you could be working behind the scenes to set something up, or maybe you're behind the scenes actually trying to find new opportunities there. I mean, there could be some secrets at work. I didn't actually pick up on that. That's not an energy that I can feel. I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to make something up. If it's not there, it's not there. It's come out in the card. So perhaps you're going to hear something on the grapevine. But that's only come out with that card, I have to say. Now we also have watch. So it says, it's time to profit, divine timing, seize the moment, waiting period, temporary work, and laid off. So I already mentioned people who have already just come to this reading and have been laid off, or have been searching for new work. But there is an opportunity coming in for you, and it is actually going to be the money you want, and it gives you status and reputation for, your talent and skill set. So I feel the time is right. The time is now. But also the watch came out because I feel like you're being really organized and time efficient as well in the next 6 weeks. And we have frame, okay? Steady income, organizing, accomplishments, art and design, home-oriented, self-employed. So again, that's popped up in this reading as well. So I definitely see that it's going to be very lucrative, and it's a great time for you. You will celebrate this. I mean, the next 6 weeks, it's almost like there's going to be some sort of snapshot moment where you will look back later on in life and think, you know what? This was a great moment. So I feel there's something to come that you will celebrate. I mean, it could even be that you're going to get that certification or qualification and you'll frame it. But I feel there's something that you're launching that you will look back on in years to come and think, you know what, this moment was memorable and it changed your life in some way. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune for you before we close. Okay, so we have 2 swans. Okay, now the 2 swans, of course, connects to love. Some of you may have been launching yourself into a new energy at work because some of you may be in love, or maybe some of you have had a separation. So please take it as it resonates. I feel there was nothing really personal coming through in this reading apart from your energy, your ambition, your drive. But some of you, if you're looking for love, you may even meet love at work. Whenever I see swans, whether they're partnered up or not, they always remind me of how graceful they make things look. But underneath the surface, there's all that pedaling away with their feet. They glide across the surface, but their feet are going like a mile a minute to change direction. And I feel that's to some degree how you may be feeling in your career, that people may look at you and it looks effortless. They don't see how much hard work, effort, time, dedication that goes through everything that you do, all that energy that you give, and you give a lot of yourself. You give yourself like 100% of yourself into your career. And I feel, people don't see that, but there's a potential partnership coming here. Some of you may even think about partnering up with someone that you really care about in business. This could be something that's a side hustle that becomes long term. But right now, this is really about doing something that you love and making it look easy, even though it's really hard. And finally, we have the wood rune, which is about the energy, positivity. It's that lust for life. It's about using that knowledge to implement it in your career, to go the distance and, make things happen on your terms. Really to face up on, new practices, face things that perhaps you want to change. So whether it's that old filing system, whether it's, you want to get a little bit more organized, create a schedule, or whether it's, you want to avoid someone by the coffee machine because when you get talking to them that you can't get away. Whatever it is, I feel it's something that you're changing that infinitely helps you in your career sector and helps you with your energy. Because, even if you are talking to someone at the coffee machine, whilst it's nice to talk to them, if you're the sort of person that, you're an empath and you feel you're picking up on other people's energy in the office or in the industry, it's really important to protect your energy. So look at that there as well. I'll leave it there, my beautiful Librans. That was a bit complex. Hope something resonates in that reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Librans, and love and light.